The Witch Queen is the ruler of the Witches' Forest and the mother of all witches. Within the Witches' Forest, the Witch Queen imprisons Vanessa in a teca as a child because she foresaw the potential of Vanessa's thread magic. Years later, Yami Sukehiro accidentally breaks into the cage after fighting with the Queen, and frees Vanessa, whom the Queen allows to escape because she also foresaw Vanessa's eventual return with a gift. When Vanessa returns to the forest's gate and demands entrance, the Queen sends a flock of birds to grab the witch and pull her in. In her throne room, the Queen chastises Vanessa for failing to strengthen her magic and for being used by a man. In her anger, the Queen releases her mana and blasts a hole in the wall, but Vanessa is undeterred and demands to be taught how to dispel ancient curses. In return, Vanessa promises to remain as a slave in the forest. The Queen has beaten Vanessa and is stepping on her when the intruders crash into the throne room. Asta demands to know what the Queen is doing, and for her to stop. However, the Queen rebuffs him for intruding on her family affairs. He charges at her and Finral Rulikos warps him behind the Queen, but she catches and holds Asta with a flock of birds. She notices Asta does not have any magic, and realizes he is the one Vanessa wants to heal. She then reacts to the two armies that appeared on the outskirts of the forest. She is confident that she will be able to deal with them until Salamander destroys a large section of the forest. After Vanessa awakens, Asta pulls out the Demon Dweller sword, which the Queen recognizes, and uses it to remove the curse from his arm. Vanessa stops him from hurting himself more and accidentally reveals her plan to use his anti-magic to free herself. Noelle Silva then addresses the Queen and asks for her to heal Asta's arms in return for them helping defend the forest. The Queen agrees and heals the boy's arms, while plotting to take Vanessa and Asta for herself later. The Queen then asks Asta to fulfill his part of the bargain. The Queen watches as Asta cuts through Salamander and is impressed with the Black Bull's power. She then turns her attention to the Diamond Kingdom forces. After Ladros absorbs Salamander and shoots and knocks out Asta, the Queen revives the Black Bull and demands that he show who and what he is. She is impressed when he remains conscious as anti-magic overflows from him. She also realizes that his ability to wield anti-magic weapons comes not from being a descendant of the previous wielder, but from his inability to hold mana. As Asta tears through Ladros' attacks, the Queen tells him to kill for anti-magic seeks out and pursues all magic. Witch Queen takes control of Asta. PNG. The Queen takes control of Asta. After Asta defeats Ladros, he notices how injured his friends are and declares that he will carry them all, but the Queen tells him that it will be unnecessary, and appears from a flock of birds. She compliments him on defeating the two armies, but when he asks for her to heal everybody, she refuses. Instead, she restrains them with scaffold of fresh blood. Taking control of and healing Asta's body, she forces him to draw his Demon Slayer sword and to release the flow of anti-magic, and then prepares to have him kill everyone else. She decides to kill Noelle Silva first, noting the irony of one of the Clover Kingdom's nobles dying to that sword, but Asta blocks his right hand with his left, which frustrates the Queen. Noelle tells Asta that she will dispel the magic controlling him, but the Queen mocks her for underestimating the spell. Vanessa pleads for the Queen to release everyone in return for her obedience, but the Queen refuses and states that by killing all of them, she will make sure such things never happen again, and that she foretold Vanessa's return with a gift, which the Queen did not know would be a man with anti-magic weapons. Vanessa denies any familial connection with the Queen and, in her anger and desperation, summons the red string of fate in the form of a cat, which the Queen recognizes and decides to test it by having Asta kill Noelle. The cat leaps to Asta's shoulder, but does not stop his swing, which beheads Noelle, and the Queen declares Vanessa's magic to be imperfect. The Queen then notices that Asta has not swung yet, so she commands him again to attack, but the swing misses Noelle and hits the scaffold instead. She has Asta stab Noelle. The cat leaps to his shoulder again, and suddenly Noelle is no longer stabbed, and Asta redirects the attack with his left hand, stabbing the ground next to Noelle. The Queen commands Asta to kill Finral, and again the attack lands, but somehow misses. Flustered, she has Asta attack the cat, which unthreads its middle, allowing the sword to pass through, and touches Asta's forehead. Asta's swing continues until the hilt hits his own head, freeing him from the Queen's control. Recognizing the cat's true ability, the Queen takes control of Vanessa and summons a large scythe of blood. As she flies forward, the cat touches her forehead and all of the Queen's spells fall apart. The Queen admits defeat and allows Vanessa to go free. Nero flies over, landing on the Queen's shoulder, and taps the magic stone hanging from her left ear. Once back in her throne room, she gives the Black Bulls the stone and tells them about it, the elves, the possible connection to the Eye of the Midnight Sun, and Asta's swords. Before they leave, the Queen hands Mars a bottled version of Puppet Blood Flow to use on the King of Diamond Kingdom and Asta a bottled version of Curse Breaking Blood Cocoon.